So to clarify, Michael here worked for Comcast. Not, yeah, he worked
Those
for
other
Comcast.
pole
Not those.
places, we didn't do that.
You didn't do that. Not Chippendales. Um, but I think it's really powerful. Coming from you were an employee, now you're your own boss.
Right.
Can you speak to what it's like for you being your own boss now? Like you answer to yourself. You're in charge of your own payroll, right? You're in charge of all those things, but there's also freedoms that come with that. What's that like for you?
So we'll talk about the freedoms first because everyone wants to hear about the freedoms. Actually, no, you know what? We're gonna talk about the challenges first because everyone wants to hear about the freedoms, and I want to make sure that you understand that there are challenges that you're gonna have to overcome with being an entrepreneur. So just being transparent. I'm not great with money, or at least I wasn't until I built a business and discovered that my profits will get eaten if I'm just wasting money on Burger King or after I go out and I get paid in cash for an inspection, I take $20 of that cash and go do something else with it. Like my first year in business, a lot of that was understanding that my cash flows won't remain flowing if I don't put money back into my business and constantly do that. In addition to that, I have to build up safety nets. I have to build up a net for I got to pay my insurance costs. I have to pay for my website upkeep. I have to pay for business cards. I have to pay for all these wonderful networking events I like to go to. I got to pay for suits like this so I can look decent when I go to these networking
It's a good
events
suit,
so I
man.
can stand out and gets the attention that I need to get so I can get the business that I want to get. All of that costs money. And it cost money before, but now it's costing the same funds that I have to go into my advertising costs, the stuff I'm using to pay my mortgage. It was all blended together. So learning how to separate out those finances, that was one of the hardest parts of that's one of the parts I'm still developing. But just separating your finances completely from your entrepreneurial side, from the side of that has to maintain your life. That's one of the hardest that was one of the biggest challenges. Um, in addition to that, motivating yourself because on a day like today, I've got this podcast episode. After today, I could go home and do nothing. I could go home and just hang out with my kids, and that's just the end of the day. No, because that's not going to help me get to where I want to get to. So I'm going to be a good father when I go home. I'm going to be a good husband when I go home. I'm also going to make sure I send out 50 emails to realtors I haven't met yet. I'm also going to make sure I reach out to realtors who haven't hit me back yet. Brianna, what's up? Anyway, I'm going to make sure I reach out to different website partners to make sure that I can start getting work in Delaware. I'm going to reach out to the person in Philadelphia who's got my license held up. Don, I'm coming for you. Um, but those are the things that I need to make sure that I get done, and so I'm going to make sure I get them done. There's nobody telling me I need to get done. It's just the fact there's no one telling me that I have to be on the people who are keeping my Philadelphia license held up, except for the realtors who are calling me, asking me to do work for them in Philly, and I can't. So that's the motivation right there. No one's going to tell you to do it, but you're going to lose opportunities when you don't have things done. And it's not necessarily even anything that you've done wrong on your part. You might just be waiting for somebody like I am, just waiting for somebody else to do their paperwork. But until they get it done, they can't until they do their part, you can't get the things done that you want to get done. So it forces you to be on them like a boss would be. And having to be on other people, I'm going to be on anyone else, I'm going to be on myself too. So when I go home, I've got work to do.
That's major. That's
Oh,
major.
and let's talk about you had mentioned the pros and cons. I wanted to go cons first. Let's talk about the pros. Not having a boss you don't like or a manager who's just an irksome, nagging, annoying person is beautiful. Being able to decide that I want to raise, so I'm going to work more efficiently, or I'm going to offer a new product, or I'm going to train myself in this new way so I can make more money. That being on you is beautiful. Like you're not waiting on a boss to give you a 2 cent or 2%, whatever. I forget how they work. Give you a 2% raise or a 5% raise. If you want to increase your revenue as a business owner, you just do it.
So what you're saying is at the beginning of the year, you don't have an allotted 15 days of PTO. Is what you're saying?
Nope, I don't have that. I don't have I don't have a PTO that someone can organize for me or that I have to request for or anything like that. If my son has a football game, I'm going. I'm just not scheduling work on that day. However, if my family is asleep at 4 o'clock in the morning and I've got something I need to get done, I'm getting it done. So there's a balance that you have to strike. Now, not everybody can be a night owl. Not everyone is good at being up in the early morning. Not everyone has a family they have to take care of. You have to find that balance that works well for you. But understand that if you don't build your own dream, you're going to build someone else's.
You said that one more time in the camera.
Where the camera at?
Right here.
That one?
This one
All
right
right,
here.
that one. Which one?
That's already right there.
Already.
Oh,
This one. All right, bet. So if you don't build your own dreams, you're going to build someone else's.
that's powerful. So you have a mentor in this space.
Yes.
And the reason why we have this platform is to really inspire others, younger people, even people that are our age, older, whoever.
Mm.
Do you have capacity and space to be a mentor, to bring others on, to show people the ropes?
Starting January 2026, I will be opening a mentorship program. There's going to be, I'm going to be training anyone really who wants to understand it, how to become a home inspector, how to become licensed in your state, what you need to do in order to pass the National Home Inspector's exam. You'll be able to reach out to me for questions about what things are during an inspection, how to write reports, how to gain clients, how to network, how to overcome internal fears, how to keep up with your continuing education. Um, it's going to be it's going to be very interactive, and I'm going to just be giving of myself because this space has changed me. It's changed. It hasn't just changed me. It's changed the way I'm able to look at life. I'm not a millionaire, nowhere near it, but I know that I am meant for it. I didn't know I was meant for it before. Now I do. And that's all because of the lessons I've learned through home inspection, and I want to share it with as many people as who want to take it.
How do you sign up for it?
Coming soon. There will be signups on my social media and also on my personal website.
And what are your social media accounts?
So my social media account is Michael Shine Official. I am Inspector Gadget, and my website is shineandsonshomeinspections.com. You can use those platforms to reach out to me and sign up for the mentorship, schedule a home inspection, ask me a question about your home because you had an inspector who showed up with a clipboard, a piece of paper, and a smile. I'm available for pretty much anything you could think of.
Excellent. Yeah, I don't think I have any other questions. Ryan, you have anything?
The gentleman that was here last week
Mm-hmm.
brought up that as an entrepreneur, you need to maintain your mental health, but also your physical health to be able to perform. And you alluded to that, but what's been your mindset or practices that you do that helps you stay effective? Because things can throw you off, and you're the key person in your own business, obviously. How do you keep it going when you're not feeling it or you're experiencing resistance from the outside, but also internally is where I'm going more.
So the one thing I keep in my head at almost all times is the fact that feelings are wonderful. They don't pay nothing. I could feel, and granted, we all have days where we feel bad or we feel unmotivated and something's going on in the world. Either, you could be fighting with your spouse, your kid could be sick, parent could have gotten, you could have a parent that have gotten arrested. Literally anything could happen. The bill collectors will never care. So there have got to be times where you don't care either. It's like, yeah, I'm hurting. I'm going to get this done anyway. When my emotions I feel like they're trying to get the better of me, the gym is a great place to go. My gym has a heavy bag, so that's great to be able to just punch and hit stuff for a while and then go take a dip in the pool. Um, Physical exercise definitely helps keep your mind alert and that release of endorphins that you get from exercising.
Right.
That's just helpful to keep your mind clear. Um, Good family structure. You definitely need that. You need, if you're going through this entrepreneurial journey, you need if you have a partner, you need a partner who understands the ups and downs and is willing to help see you through them, because a disagreeable partner, I can't imagine anything being a bigger problem to overcome than having to overcome strife and stress in your own house when you're trying to build. It just sounds impossible to me.
That's another thing that I've noticed with a lot of entrepreneurs that are successful. Another thing they all have in common outside of just their relentless pursuit is that they have a really strong support system.
It's necessary. It's vital. Let's just, in a world where I'm not married, if I didn't have my wife as my support system, I would need good brothers like you, Ryan, my friend Ron, who was here last week. I would need guys like you around me, and I have you anyway. But if I didn't have that support system with my wife, able to talk to her, bounce ideas off of her — I love you, Kendra, by the way. Um, if I didn't have that, I don't know where I'd be. I'd have good guys like you, but I've had that support structure for so long, I don't even know how I'd function without it. So I definitely understand those high support, especially when you've got people who started off with nothing and then came up together and built something. I can't imagine those kinds of people functioning without each other because of everything that you have had to overcome, not just individually, but together to build what you've built. Like me and my wife, our closet is gross. But we've overcome everything that we've overcome, and we've built the life that we've built together because we've chosen each other, and we've chosen not just to choose each other, but we've chosen to be successful with each other. Like when she wants to step into the real estate space, I'm going to be more than open and willing to help her in any avenue she wants to be in. If she wants to go out and on the road and do her comedy thing again, I'll sit at home with the kids. I don't care. Just go be on the red carpet. That's cool. Because she supported me through everything I wanted to do. When I wanted to be a personal trainer and I'm in the gym and around women, she was okay-ish with that. In the real estate space, a lot of these realtors, unfortunately, there are enough of them who aren't serious about business to where you end up wasting your time. And that's not what I'm here to do. I don't want my business to be looked at something that's a waste of time where you're able to waste their time. Navigating through that in my first year and a half was a little ugly because of the way some of them present themselves. And then I'm having to do back. So I was like, look, I don't care how they present themselves. That's not how I'm coming. And of course, she got over it and everything got better. But that was one of the things we had to overcome. It's like, I'm talking to these people, not because I want anything else. Even if they're offering that, I don't care. Call me for an inspection. Let's work.
Excellent.
Do you think you have an advantage as a black inspector? Do you think it's actually worked in your favor?
Actually, yes, I do. There have been so many people who have mentioned to me that they've never encountered a black inspector that I feel as though not only is it kind of an advantage for me because, again, so many people have never seen a black inspector. That means so many of our people have never seen a black inspector. I feel as though it allows me to have an easier route into our community because I look just like us. And not only that, real estate has been real estate is a field that has had a lot of racism in it. Everything from redlining, not allowing black people to move into certain towns, to appraisers not appraising black homes at the appropriate price. I feel as though we're needed in this space, and we're needed at every level. I'm not saying that there's any inspectors out there who would do a bad job just because you had a black client or a black house, but I know for a fact it's not going to be an issue with me.
Okay.
I love that. One last thing.
Sure.
So you've spoken to your younger self. You hop back in your time machine. Now we're going 10 years in the future. So now it's 2036.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Shine and Sons right now? What's going on with the business? 2036.
2036. How old is Kai gonna be? So we're talking about 11 years from now. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, nah. Shine and Sons 11. Yeah. Okay. Shine and Sons 10 years from now. The mentorship program has spread to multiple states. There are franchising opportunities to where you can use the Shine and Sons brand and use our training methods and our seal of approval. There will be schools, or no, not schools. It'll be outreaches to schools from state to state. And I want to have representatives go to different schools from everywhere, from Alabama to Alaska, to teach any young person about home inspection. As long as the robots don't take over, we should be all right. I want to have those representatives teach young children about home inspection and say, hey, look, this is a different path. You might not want to go to college. You might not want to be a mechanic. You might not want to be an influencer or a video game player, or because they get paid now too, which is nuts. Man, I wish they had that when we was kids, man. Right. All the hours I wasted on Donkey Kong, bro, I could have. Anyway, I could have had a sportsmanship. Anyway, I want those different individuals to understand that you don't have to go to college if you don't want to. I'm not saying don't do it, but there are other avenues for you to build a really good life for yourself.
And that's the message that I wanted to really, put upon the audience here and you guys. Like, college is great. I went to college. I met my wife there. But there's other pathways to be success. I don't want people to think that college is the only way to provide a life for yourself or to be successful. There's so many other ways, and that's why we have this space here to kind of really show people, especially people of color, there's other alternatives to have a successful life, to be your own boss, to be your own person, and to live your dreams. Otherwise, you're going to build somebody else's dream, like Mr. Shine said. So,
absolutely.
Brother, thank you so much for being here, man.
Appreciate it, brother.
Appreciate you.
Anytime.
And, until next time.
Definitely had a great time, brother. Anytime.
Awesome. I heard it. You heard the pause?
I did. I did. That was a nice,
yeah.
That's good, man.